Hello everyone, this is V. We are going to do an arena draft, much to everyone's surprise, I'm sure. And we don't have a warrior. Well, what do you know? That's a surprise. So I really dislike the druids. I think I made one video of it. Can't imagine doing more anytime soon. I just don't enjoy playing it. It's very defensive, very much on the big creature side. I just don't like it. And then we have the shaman, which I think is quite nice. It's one of my top choices, but the problem of the shaman is that they're, much like the paladin by the way, there are just a big number of cards that do absolutely nothing, like Wind Fury or Wind Speaker, Shaman or those things. They are just win more cards. Bloodlust falls in that category as well. And I don't like that. And then we have the Paladin, which also has a bunch of that kind of cards. But I do enjoy the control aspect of the Paladin quite a lot. And I think I will choose it here.
I will fight with honor.
Paladin usually has quite a number of spells, so I think the Auctioneer will be quite good for us. This turns a Blessing of Wisdom into an immediate 2-for-1 rather than something you have to hope for or pray if you are that kind of person. None of these cards are actually good. Blessed Champion, not great. Mana Addict is decent. It's not the worst. The problem is of course that unless you cast a spell, it's not going to trade with anything. And if you cast a spell turn 2 or 3, then usually that's not going to be a very good spell. Holy Wrath is at least draw a card, although I don't think very much of it. Still gonna take it I think, because it's just better than the rest. And we might get lucky with it sometimes. Here I think the loot is just better than the others. Flesh Eating Ghoul is okay with tokens, but well, realistically it's probably just not good enough. At least Loot Warder replaces itself. And here, well, I am gonna take the Grizzly this time. Not gonna go for the Warrior. We have the tokens, so that should be okay. I think the Grizzly might be better in this particular case. Fairy Dragon arguably worse for Paladin than for most of the other classes because of the number of blessings, but still fine. And here I think Hammer of Wrath is better than a Raptor at this point, though I would like to have a Raptor or two. All of these are okay. Not a fan of the Fen Creeper. It's fine. It's like a Shield Master with 1 extra health for 1 extra mana. But putting it on the 5 point of the curve makes it a little awkward sometimes. Stormpike Commando can be a 2-for-1. And Guardian of Kings is often good to stabilize, so I think I want this one first. Hopefully I won't regret that later. And here it's almost always gonna be a Dark Iron Dwarf. Just a very good creature. I will take the Cobra here, seems fine. And the Swamp is obviously better than these options. Following it up with a Consecration. Just better than these cards. Frostwolf Warlord rarely is great, sometimes decent, but Consecration can be the difference between life and death. And of these choices I like none of them particularly much. Novice Engineer replaces itself but does very little. Crusader is, I think, the best choice here. So we'll take that. We are not overloaded on the 3-drops yet. And here it's definitely Argent Protector, one of the strongest cards of the Paladin. This replaces itself, but it's not very good. Maligos is decent if you have a lot of spell damage, which you do not. Black Knight is often a 2-for-1. I think it's really good. We will be grabbing it here immediately. And here we grab another Acidic Swamp Ooze. They are just great. And now an Argent Protector. Unfortunately we have not been able to pick up a lot of spells yet. But I think we will pick up one here. The question is which of these two. I think Lay on Hands is just the better card. And here it's obviously always True Silver Champion. Really amazing card. We are a little low on 3-drops, but I think the Colo is still the pick. And here we will go for the Blessing. Blessing is often very, very good. We have virtually no removal, so I will be taking a Humility just because I think you need one. And here we will be taking the removal spell. And let's just go for a Harvest Golem to fill out the curve. I'm not a fan of the Silver Moon Guardian. We have a lot of 4-drops. Then again, we are also heavy on the high end. Still think we should take this. And here we are gonna go for another Hammer, I think. And another removal spell. That should be fine. Silverhand Knight is good, but not great. And another Consecration is actually great. And we finish off with one of the creatures, definitely. And I think I will try my hand at this Demolisher here. I haven't played with it much yet. It can be very good if you can control the board. Unfortunately we did not get a Blessing of Wisdom. I would have liked one. I think that's a very good card actually. It's always gonna cantrip unless you are really far behind. And in a lot of circumstances it can just win you the game on its own. So I definitely want one in my deck. Probably not a lot of them, but having one is just interesting and almost always gonna be good. I think we will be leading with the Fairy Dragon here. Yep.
Mind if I roll need?
Yeah, we will be trading for that.
Not
even if it draws in a card. It's better than letting him choose, I think. He can't multi-shot yet, which is good. Hope to trade off one of the creatures for his drop, and drop a Harvest Golem. Yeah, I think we will just Bullfighter into that. Would that not be the best? I think so. Now he can multi-shot, which means that we will respond with dropping the Harvest Golem. probably a card he kept.
It's time for a little blood.
That's odd. I would have thought he would have kept a multi-shot. But apparently this is not the case. Let's think of what that could be. I think trading here is still the right call.
This is my responsibility.
And then we follow it up with a golem. That's more than fine. I understand that taking the pressure off can be bad, but had it been the other trap, we would have been way worse off.
For justice!
This is my responsibility.
And now we have a choice of plays, including hammers, tokens, so those which I will keep behind for just a little while longer. And I think that's just, yeah. We are gonna hammer that. And I'm gonna follow that up with a simple token.
Reporting for duty.
Just because we have so many awesome plays next turn, and Argent Protector can be insane later on.
I let the dogs out.
And here you will be witnessing the power of the Black Knight, which is truly absolutely amazing. Less amazing now, but still very good. And look at this.
None shall pass. For justice! For battle!
In Constructed you can kind of expect a Black Knight in the control-ish decks, but in an arena draft it's always going to be a surprise since it's a legendary, so who really is going to play around that? No one.
I'm invincible! To battle! Reporting for duty.
Engaging TC-130
Yep,
into
that's okay.
dislocator.
That's still lethal.
Well fought. Well played.
Of course it would still have been lethal had he taken the Black Knight too. And it's always like this when your deck has a certain kind of curve. It's going to usually do pretty well. That means heavy on the 2, the 3 and the 4. If that's what your deck looks like, then you're just gonna get slaughtered. As you can see here, that's exactly what we have. It can still be something like 4-3 or 3-3,
with honor.
but it will always do something useful. This hand is okay, not the greatest though.
My greetings.
We are protected against rushes,
Well met.
but druids rarely rush anything. They're kind of slow pokes. They have very powerful big drops. Not that much of note on the lower edge of the curve. And here it's great that we can still
Reporting for
make
duty.
some tokens. It's also gonna hinder him, so it's fine. Question is, do we make a token or do we actually just pass and have him have a turn? Yeah, I think that's better.
Reporting for duty.
This way we can have a much better turn 4 play, especially if he decides to drop a creature, but he does not. That is great. I just don't want him gaining too much advantage. This is quite good for a delaying tactic. If you focus on the late game, then mana rate suddenly becomes much better than it was before. Which is quite nice, actually.
Tadingo! Yes.
As you can see, it has completely destroyed our curving ideas, especially since we were on the play. And I think that shifts the momentum back to our advantage a little. Seconds used, that's pretty good for us too. I'm not the biggest fan of lay on hands. Just think the other options were worse.
Let the pain speak to me.
And that's unfortunate. Question, do we trade? I think the answer has to be yes.
Taste my steel. Reporting for duty.
I think if we want to do this, we should do it right now.
What to do? What we do?
Yeah, let's go for that.
For justice!
For the crusade!
Reporting for duty.
Trying to maximize the use of the hero power. Maybe the slime would have been better, but I'm trying to create a situation where consecration will be good. Holy rot.
What?
Yeah, not sure when to use that here. What's it gonna do? It's usually gonna do an average of 3 and a bit,
What to do?
which means that if he drops an 8 power, 8 toughness creature, we can do this and be fairly certain that we can finish it off with the Dark Iron War plus the trade. So that's good. Well, that's obviously not so good. I think we drop that now.
Justice.
Join or
Reporting
die.
for duty.
I'd love to auctioneer plus consecration into some awesome play. That would be great.
What to do?
We have already healed what? 15 life, 13 life, 14 life. Plus 2 from this.
I got the best deals anywhere.
Yeah, that'll have to die.
Time waits for no one.
See, and this is just fairly terrible. We have so many options here.
I got the best deals anywhere.
Let's just do that. Okay, that's insane.
Join or die.
For justice!
And I can't think of anything that saves him from this situation. He is just horrendously dead.
I wonder.
Third swipe, or is it the fourth already? It doesn't really matter at all, to be honest. Yeah, let's just kill that.
On my watch.
Squire, attend me!
Ready, sir.
Reporting for duty.
Again, the power of this card is so incredible. It's almost always a 2-for-1. And it's often a very good kind of 2-for-1. We can draw some cards, that's fine. We have 14. That means we need 8 more. Can we get 8 more? We can get 6 more. No, that's not enough. Means we're probably gonna have to trade a little. Gonna cast 2 consecration, I think.
The battle!
If you insist, this is my responsibility.
Now what? Even that way won't help. Or well, not much at
My
least.
shield for Argus!
And that definitely won't do anything useful. Let's just choose how to solve this.
Well played.
Alright. The deck should carry us quite far. So if we make sure we don't make too many mistakes, it should be okay. It's not the
Uther!
absolute
Jane!
bomb it could be.
You asked for it.
I will
There's
fight
a lot of
with honor.
very fine cards in it. I think here we ditch all of this. Actually, not even sure we keep the Shield Master. It's just not that great against the mage. Yeah, I'm gonna dump it. We'll draw into some other part of. Yeah, this seems a lot better. Probably running out of early swamp ooze. Hopefully trading with something. Could run out an early fairy dragon, but I think enticing him to just use his hero power might be better. Then again, yeah, maybe fairy dragon is the better choice. That way we will need to think of an answer other than pinging it twice, which means our Argent Protector will gain a lot of value, but obviously he has a 1-drop here. Maybe the mana rim, and if that is the case, we will swamp this. Just hoping to trade with it, but it is not. So we'll go Fairy Dragon. Not the easiest for him to deal with. Arcane Missiles might do it, but he should be tempted to drop a creature here. And that's going to be great for us. Immediate value from our 2-drop.
What to do? What to do?
If not, we'll just add a Swamp Ooze, I think. Yeah. I think we add a Swamp Ooze. And that would give us options. Now it's too late for him to ping. Now he has to commit to the board.
I wonder.
Because basically if he commits to a ping here, he also needs to do one next turn, and that's just really bad for him. Because that would mean immense tempo loss. He's already gonna need a blizzard if he doesn't, so... yeah... that's most unfortunate. I'm thinking we trade like this. And then let him waste his turn by pinging us. Yeah, that seems fine. That means we could make one of our 4-drop spells impact next turn. All of them good, all of them serving different purposes. Basically, even if he clears the board here somehow. Yeah. And that's about the worst, of course. But if he makes that trade, that would be great. Yeah, here, I think, yeah, just cannot listen.
This is my responsibility. This is my responsibility.
So now his blizzard would be really good. How else were we gonna play that? We could have Dark Iron Dwarf traded the ooze. Perhaps that would have been a better play against the Blizzard, but Blizzard is a rare.
I wonder.
And I don't think we should be playing around the rares unless we have really good reason to. For example, would he really play as Shield Master, something he knows we almost need to trade with? I don't think so. Not if he has the Blizzard to follow up, so it would have been odd. And I think here I'm gonna do nothing.
Reporting for duty.
We have some very good plays in hand. We're not exactly in a rush. He's only at 21, of course, but I expect him to have some control-ish options. Don't think we can rush him down effectively. So it's gonna be a war of attrition again. And I hope we can win that. I think we should be able to. Yeah, that makes things iffy. We're probably going to Hammer of Wrath, I think. No, that seems fine. Don't want to reveal the truth of the champion yet. Drawing into more cards seems like a good thing at this time.
The battle!
It is rather than a token because I want my card as soon as possible. And this is very enticing to AoE. But it's not bad for us if he AoEs it. Okay. That's fine. That's strange, but okay. What now? Do we Dark Iron Dwarf and rush him down?
Let me think.
How far can that reach? It would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 11. That's not enough. So maybe a Guardian of Kings is the play.
I wonder.
It might be. That lets a little instant damage sit in our hands.
Give me that!
The battle!
No. That means even after a Flame Strike he's gonna have to do some trading. Probably the Defender, which means our Black Knight gains an immense amount of value. That would be the ideal. It's strange to say, of course, that Flame Strike is ideal, but I think it's just amazing here. No way he trades off the Panther, right? Yep. That's absolutely perfect.
None shall pass. Reporting for duty. You call that a weapon? Ready to ride. The battle! Taste my steel!
And I think with humility that.
Job done.
That way he can pick off one of the 3-1s, shoot one of the 3-1s, maybe kill a third creature. Yeah, that's of course very good. It's still to our advantage, I think.
I'll put it on your tab.
Interesting, definitely. He can still kill the dwarf here. I think that would be the right play. And then next turn just trade with that thing. That can be his plan. We're gonna toss out the Grizzly, Swamp Goose, and True Silver Champion, I think. Or maybe we should go for a bit more.
Someone called for the doctor.
You see. Yeah, that seems quite good.
For justice!
He'll probably freeze us now. And that means he needs at least one removal. No, oh no, he needs 2 solutions.
I wonder.
And after that we still have these
Well
two
played.
to protect each other. Plus token, so plus whatever we draw. which are all lethal threats. That's one, that's two, and third probably won't happen.
Well played.
Well played.
Yeah, that's what I expected. Two consecrations, really good. As you could see, even very late in the game, they always pull their weight. I think they are always first picked until the fourth or something. First three, you should definitely take them over, I think, almost everything.
With honor.
Here I think we want, yeah. We keep this? I don't think so. It's a little better, I guess. Yeah.
I greet you.
Well met.
Gonna run that out before the... It's probably succubusing or something.
Why do you call?
I'll get right on it.
I don't like that at all. I'm gonna swamp these instead. I'm assuming he trades here.
I'll get right on it.
That's a lot of damage. I think he trades. I think we drop this then. We really need a constipation now. Let's just we can truth silver and kill that. Sounds like a plan.
For justice.
Or die.
Next turn we have a few. It's unfortunate. But it doesn't add much speed to the board, so that's also a good thing. So here we'll just go like this.
For justice.
And then we have two decent plays next turn and hope to survive to a lay on hands. But I'm a little scared of what he may be adding to the board.
Your magic shall not save you.
That's definitely a problem.
Hey, give me that!
Reporting for duty.
The gates are open.
That's pretty nice.
Not on my watch.
Hey, give me that!
The battle. Reporting for duty.
This is actually a very fast clock suddenly for him. And if he has the bunch of small drops, I hope he has. That's gonna be a problem for him.
Just me and Mr. Bitey.
Yeah, this is pretty devastating, I think.
This is my responsibility.
Do we let him trade? Yeah, we probably
This
do.
is my responsibility.
The battle! Tadingo! Yes!
That's bad for him.
For the king!
So is that. Basically means he's very, very dead.
Well played.
Well played.
This time.
Very nice. You may have noticed that I had a small pause between games, a few seconds, just to start and stop my video.
Uther versus Jaina!
You asked for it.
I will fight with honor.
Let's keep these two. Nah. Unfortunate. Not the best coin ever.
For the crusade!
The demolition has been bad so far.
Reporting for duty.
It's time for a little blood.
Reporting
Not
for duty.
on my watch.
That seems okay for a concentration follow-up. It's not the best thing ever, but we have to stabilize somehow.
We have many secrets.
Yeah, I guess we do that. That's a really, really big problem. Yeah, I don't know how we can possibly solve that.
Squire, attend me.
Ready, sir.
Because he can just trade everything off and he'll still be in a great position.
Do you like
Yeah, this is awful.
You insist.
Hawker is really amazing. One of the best creatures in game, if not the best.
I am ready to learn.
Whoops.
There's absolutely nothing that comes even close to it. What can we do about it? I don't think there is much. I guess we dig. But digging itself is just a waste of time. Because there's nothing we have that can fight it off. Any other play here would have been useless. We can trade off all our features easily, and it would leave us with just nothing. No,
I am ready to learn.
but that's fine. I don't think we had much chance in that game because we kept a bad card in our opening hand. The Demolisher has been extremely bad. So far, I don't think we have been in any situation where it would have been good. And I don't think I'm inclined to pick it again. There's just too much going against it. It needs to survive a turn and then it's random damage. Might be completely wasted. It only has one power, so
justice demands
I think
retribution.
it's just nowhere near good enough. Here I keep the good one. Yeah, this seems okay-ish. Consecration can get us back into the game. We have... Well, I'm not gonna swamp against the Paladin. I'm just gonna create a token, I think.
Reporting for duty.
This hand would be absolutely amazing if it was far later into the game.
The battle!
Like turn 9 or 10, I would love to have this hand. Right now, not so great.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Yeah, that still trades. And then I will probably be just hammering here. Actually, no.
The battle!
But hammer would have been very good. Might have even been better. But I think this is fine. He's probably not gonna just kill the dwarf. I hope he has a true silver champion.
Let me think. Tazdingo! Yes!
A shield master. How shall we deal with that? I think I want to consecrate and kill it. Okay, this doesn't get a lot, but it kind of does what I want at this point. I hope he plays something big.
You know,
Yeah, it doesn't.
Reporting for duty.
And that presents us with a problem. Kind of like doing hammer here. No, unfortunate.
Mind if I roll need?
I had hoped for protection creatures. And then we would have traded up the token, got an extra turn out of that. And then the next token could have been traded with the Hand of Protection. Yeah, that would have been really good, but it didn't happen, so perhaps it was the wrong choice then.
I wonder.
But this is gonna be a very grindy game, and perhaps I should have kept that spell just to solve the auctioneers, to solve card advantage
Reporting
with
for
auctioneer
duty.
later. We're obviously immediately going for the trades.
Hey, give me that!
And I think we will be deploying this. A lot of good stuff sitting in our hand, but it's very situational, all of it. Kinda regret wasting that hammer for the auctioneer play later, that would have been great. But, oh well. And the worst he could have is an Alder Peacekeeper. Yeah, that's not the worst thing that could have happened. So here finally.
Best deals anywhere!
Vengeance.
And I think we soften it up. And I also think, well, yeah, just taking a token seems better.
Reporting for duty.
There's not much difference between this and a token at this point. Just I'm gonna have to expose them eventually, but what's he gonna do? Trade the token? No, I want the tokens to trade with tokens. Once I can do that, then yeah, okay. Taking down the auctioneer, but I don't have spells, so that's not really a big deal. And that's 3 for 1 or something. So that's fine. And if he throws more crap on it, even better. No, ideal.
I must move quickly.
Whatever it is, I will be... Oh, that's so good, my friend. Woe unto you for dying horribly. Here I will be trying this. It can't get more ideal than this, right? And if it disappoints me now, it's never gonna get picked again. Well, that's a good start of disappointing me. Yeah, sure, dude. I really don't mind. It's a 1-for-1 trade, and then Swamp Ooze. Taking 5. It's okay. And then probably some shitty creatures.
Let the pain speak to
Well,
me.
that's better than shitty, actually.
Reporting for duty.
Actually, the worst thing that could have happened.
Reporting for duty.
At least he still only got 1 card out of it, but that's just so bad. Some people are actually a fan of this, and I just don't get it. Maybe if you stack your deck with early taunts, it might be okay, but look at this, this is just absolutely dreadful.
The battle! The battle!
Not on my
And again, so good.
Reporting for duty.
He has very little AoE that deals with this. 2 consecrations would deal with
Well played.
these, but would still leave 9 power on the board. So
I wonder.
Lay on Hands might save him. Does it? I
Let
don't
me
think it actually does. 17. That's not gonna be good enough, that's for sure. That does nothing.
To Northrend!
Still not good enough.
Join or die.
Invincible.
5-1. 2 more wins needed to break even. I could swear that it used to be 6. I think if we go back to our earliest videos, it actually was always 150 for 6 wins. But it definitely no longer is. 6 wins often gives me 80-90 gold. That's just not good. So I need 2 more,
The light shall bring victory.
and the
I will
priest,
fight with
definitely
honor.
not my favorite opponent. I'm going to keep this. Not sure that's actually good, but I'm still gonna do it. The advantage is that, well, if you can use it, it's always gonna be great. And I'm pumping out Fairy Dragon. I'm a fan of a turn 1 3-2. I always try to get one. It's just very good for pressure and trading.
Reporting for duty.
Trades with almost everything, which means that you don't get nasty surprises. You don't have to stop rushdowns quite the way you have to otherwise. And here, I think we'll double trade. Maybe that wasn't the best we could do, but well. And this is where Blessing of Kings, of course, does not compete with our friend here.
I must consider.
I think he's contemplating dropping something worse than a 4-mana creature. Or it would be an easy choice, an ogre or something that would be good here. And that's odd. That's actually very strange.
Reporting for duty.
Just gonna do that. It's not great, but you can now freely pick off our creatures, which is definitely unfortunate. I think we should have traded that and let the Wolf Rider live. Against the priest at least, I think that would have been better because of the potential of getting Blessing of Kings.
Is someone injured?
And that's very good for him.
It's time for a little blood.
This is definitely an issue. We have a few options. We can trade through there. And the next turn be sure to deal with that. Does mean he gets another turn of it. Or we can take the risk and drop Stampeding Kodo. Don't like either of those options. 50% chance of hitting, but guaranteed to.
Let me think.
Yeah, I just really dislike this.
I wonder.
Hey, get there!
I must move quickly.
Embrace the void.
Alright. That's okay. Can't heal as long as that's in play. So we can just trade that off and drop Paladin first. That's just terrible, right? Yeah, let's just do this. And then next turn do the other thing. He'll just hero power plus damage it, that's fine. And then we can Wolf Riding Hammer, and he drops something random. Oh, he traded. That's interesting. Let's just get on. Yeah, that's always the danger, and that should so very much be dispellable. I know it wouldn't matter much here, but it's just so awful that it can't be dispelled. It's really terrible. I think we drop Sinjin Shieldmaster, but that won't help us much. At least we still have a Guardian for in 2 turns, if that's still an option by then. Yeah, things just got even worse. I don't see how we can come back from this. This just is the problem with priests. Like the warriors, all their cards are good. All their cards are borderline broken. And paladins have to compare this 7 mana 5/6 heal something versus a 6 mana 6/6, which does better than heal. So it's just completely bonkers, and I don't see how that is actually fair, but okay. Can we survive this? I think we can do this, and trade here, this dies, trade here. Yeah, that's not very good.
Let me
Might
think.
be our only option.
Join or die.
Taste my steel!
Reporting for duty.
Embrace the void.
Yeah, okay. That's just so lame. As you can see, the priest, it's just all power cards after power cards. They almost have no bad cards. I can't even think of one from the top of my head, whereas Paladin has a whole bunch of mediocre things and then that healing creature. Just comparing it, it's just 1 mana more for 1 power less, and the worst
I
ability,
will fight with honor. Justice
and that
demands
to me
retribution.
just doesn't make sense at all. Once again, being on the play, absolutely horrible. Not only does the priest only have good cards, but they have on top of having better cards on average, they have mind control, which is on its own not absolutely broken. It should be dispellable, yes, but it's not broken.
Mind if I roll knee?
However, in spite of not being broken, the main problem is that you must play around this card. And if you don't, you will get punished, which means that it's a complete game changer on how to approach a battle against a priest. You can't just throw out big creatures and try playing around removal, because they can just be used against you. So huge tempo swing, huge card advantage, and removal, unconditional removal, which means yeah, it's bad. Playing around is difficult. And then there you have the problem of it being compounded upon. Yeah, about that.
Hey, give me
Great.
For the crusade!
The problem is then it is compounded upon by their amazing healing ability, which synergizes so well with everything they want to do. So yeah, that makes it absolutely crazy.
Join or die.
Reporting for duty.
And yeah, I think that's my turn. Compare that mind control to Lay on Hands, which is an epic. Costs as much mana. It's an epic, it restores some health, which is arguably worse than one attack even from set creature. So it's a worse card. And then you draw 3 cards in exchange for losing an incredible amount of tempo.
Attend me.
That just does not strike me as a fair exchange, and well, it could be me, but it's epic. Well, mind control is a come on. Now you can easily have 3 mind controls, and you would be very lucky to have a Lay on Hands in your draft. And the power level difference is just entirely messed up. Not saying that all cards should be created equal, of course. That would be silly as well. But it's just very telling. And I think there is definitely some balance issue there. A 1-for-1, all the Paladin cards have that issue. For example, Consecration. Is it better? Yes, it's a little better, in that it costs 1 less mana, but the priest equivalent just heals everything. So yeah, it's better, but what does that even mean? I still think the Paladin is fine. It's a fine class, it seems well balanced, it lacks a little in removal. It lacks a little in a few places actually, because its creatures are really weak. This, for example, should not be costing 7, or it should be having taunt 1 or 2, and that would be okay then. But as it is, that just isn't good enough.
Reporting for duty.
Well, okay. least we have some solutions now.
I'm flying!
Reporting for duty.
I want to draw some more cards.
I got the best deals anywhere!
Now it's just a matter of regaining board position. You'll probably kill the auctioneer here. Okay. That seems a little weird.
Reporting for duty.
But okay.
Ready to ride. Taste my steel.
Yes, unexpected.
Get down!
That means... Well, what does that mean? Yeah, still gonna do it like this.
Taste my steel.
Not on my watch.
And now we just need some time to make use of all these cards. Okay. The problem this way is
Ready
that
for this?
a 7-drop is so much worse than a 6-drop. Not because it costs 1 mana more, but because it means you just can't do anything else in that turn. For example, here we can just do this, and that's not what I wanted to do here. All the good cards cost 4, so having this cost 6 is not just a buff to this, but it just makes an enormous difference for the rest of the game. And he has 3 of these, that's really crazy.
Reporting for duty.
And let's see if he has another one. If he does.
Get down!
Yeah. Let's still just kill that. That's great.
For justice!
So, the rant about priests was not over yet. On top of all those things, they have unconditional spot removal, 2 of them, 1 for 3 or less, 1 for 5 or more power. They have Shadow Madness, which is another early game rush stopper. And it keeps going on and on. I think here we just bonk that.
Reporting for duty.
And that puts us in reach of victory in 2 turns. There's not that much he can do to get out of this. Emperor Cobra, I'll happily swat that with my hammer. Oh, yeah, never mind.
The battle!
Maybe I should have just bunked that with that one. I guess that would have been better. That was an accident. Didn't think it through. I don't really see a good way to lose this.
Reporting for duty.
There's just not really anything he can do.
For justice.
I can cards like this, compare them to what the priest gets.
Well met.
And it's just, I'm not in the same league. Let's hope that we win this a match. Dropping out at 6 is not a shame, of course. It's still a 66% win rate, and that's not the worst. I think in general, if you get a 66% win rate, you are doing very well, and you should be rewarded. But Blizzard does not agree.
Versus Anduin.
They want to screw you over and out of your money,
I will
obviously.
fight with honor.
And another priest, and this is absolutely terrible against priests. They want your money, so 7 wins to get some measly gold, and if you don't get that, then screw you. You will get nothing, because boosters are worthless, of course, to anyone playing the game for reasons other than constructed, and constructed is awful. I've tried my hand at it a few times now, and it's just a pile of crap. It's really, really bad. Basically, constructed, it does not come down to play skills. It's mostly luck and a lot of buy to win, pay to win, whatever you want to call it. You have the good cards, great, then you're gonna do okay. You don't have the good cards, well, too bad.
Not on my watch.
Can't trade for them, can't get them any other way, but buying a huge pile of boosters. If you can't do that, yeah, too bad, not our problem. And here I'm gonna just use humility, I think.
Reporting for duty.
That's a 1-for-1 trade with the humility, but I think that's better at this point, since I have a Dark Iron Dwarf and True Silver Champion to follow up, which means I can probably get some more creatures off the board pretty soon. Except that one, of course. I'm gonna have to waste the dwarf for that.
You call that a way?
The battle.
Holy Rot, you can either be great or disappoint me yet again. Let's see what you do.
Just me and Mr. Bite.
Yeah, you're probably gonna be disappointing me, aren't you? Can definitely see that happen. We can just kill that with it. But how bad is that? Yeah. Lucky, lucky, lucky.
To Northrend.
That card is actually just good for everyone. And I think here... Yeah, what do I wanna do? I think championing is better. Because that means I can use 7 next turn to something big. It does explode to an ooze, but what are the odds? That was bound to happen at some point.
Reporting for duty.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get tempted to do something like that. Unfortunately, it was not a turn later.
Is someone injured?
Battle!
That's odd, since he knew we had that.
The Frost Wolves stand ready.
I think we consecrate here.
Not on my watch.
For justice! The battle! Reporting for duty.
Let me change your mind. In the light's name.
Okay.
The battle! The battle! Reporting for duty. The battle! The battle! The battle!
Keeping this. Don't want to play it without value. Nice.
Bring me steel! Reporting for duty.
That's unfortunate.
Squire, attend me!
Ready, sir.
Reporting for duty.
He's in heavy public mode. Hope he draws a taunt. Yeah, we obviously trade here.
For the crusade!
The battle! Reporting for duty.
I'm not gonna drop anything worth mind controlling.
It's time for a little
Yeah,
blood.
that's more than fine.
The battle! Reporting for duty.
His problem here is that he did not have the right priest cards. And definitely didn't throw them in the best order either.
Reporting for
Or
duty.
die.
And there we go.
Ready to ride.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for him.
Well played.
Join or die.
And after a little crash, we are back for what is most certainly the final game. The last priest fight, he didn't really have the cards that make the priest amazing. I guess that happens sometimes. He also didn't draw them in the best order. I think the moment he got that Northshire click, it was just way too late.
Uther versus Rexar.
A Rexar,
Let's
very
go.
dangerous.
I will fight with honor.
This seems like a fine hand. Again, this Demolisher, a thorn in my eyes. Just gonna ditch it. Guess that's better. And it'll depend greatly on what he does to one. Yeah, I think we go for the dragon here. It's a dragon, an actual dragon. It doesn't look like a dragon, but it has a creature type dragon, so it's a dragon. It probably has a huge hoard of gold.
Mind if I roll
So
knee?
let's go loot that. And stockpile that loot somewhere in our keep. And that is more than likely a flame trap.
Hey,
Unfortunate.
give me that!
Yep. Explosive trap. Too bad.
For the crusade!
It's a 1-for-1, well, a 2-for-2 really. But it breaks our tempo. No. Yes, I like it.
Join or die.
And what shall we do here? I think this to minimize the effect of the multi-shot, which I think is this card or this one. If he kept one. removal, that would be it. It's great for the early game. Alright, no multi-shot. That's also very nice. And here we will be covering.
Reporting for duty.
He can't race us with that. We have just too much of the Paladin stuff. That's good against that. We have 2 Guardians and Lay on Hands, so there simply is no way that he can race us.
The battle!
And I'm not gonna drop Blessing of Kings until he drops a creature. I want to get 2 for 1 out of it, not just use it for the sake of using it. And that's in general something I always want to do.
Sometimes I forget things.
That's pretty nice. Yeah. Why not?
The battle! The battle!
My steel!
That forces him to have something good next turn.
Truth is my shield.
This is so amazing. Just look at the damage it does here to his entire plan.
None.
Just completely breaks down.
The battle! The battle!
My steel!
Reporting for duty.
Again, this is just absolutely phenomenal.
Well played.
Come on. Play your final card in this game. Doesn't matter what it is.
My apologies.
Unless he has the actual kill, which I doubt. There's no way he can do 14.
I wonder. I moves quickly.
Yeah, that just happens. People stop playing sometimes if they see they can't offer a solution.
I'm invincible.
And then they concede. Just piss you off. But that absolutely doesn't matter for us at all. Alright, I would like to end this arena run in a somewhat new way. I have not done this before, so this is why I took some time off thinking about if I should do this. I think the answer is yes, and I would like to go over my deck and discuss what the uses were. Humility we have used a few times. It was, I think, a card that we could have used once to much greater benefit if we had cast it earlier. This was the game where our opponent had Kodo, Stampeding Kodo in play, and he did some damage with it over the course of the game. I think it was a Paladin, I'm not entirely sure anymore. We should have used it earlier there, I think. In general, I think this was very good. Acidic Swamp Ooze has been a pretty decent 2-drop, as it always is. I would definitely consider these correct picks. Argent Protector was absolutely amazing. If you go back through the draft, you will see that almost every time we were able to get a card out of it. I think that's really nice, and very often we were able to trade it for a second card. And that's great. It generates tempo, it does everything you could possibly want. Fairy Dragon, as expected, did its job. I think against that mage early on, was it mage? No, it wasn't. It was a Paladin? I don't really remember. But we had one time when we could not enchant it with the Blessing of Kings. I think we should have traded differently there. Something to keep in mind if you are playing Paladin. It's mostly not that important for other classes, maybe Druid, etc. Might be somewhat relevant, but mostly for the Paladin. Remember, you can't actually enchant this, and that means you have to take that into account when you are trading. Loot Hoarder was okay, but I think if I could switch this with Raptor, I would. It's not been terrible, but there have certainly been times when it did very little. The main problem, of course, is that you always have to wait for the card until it dies, and that sometimes makes it a little difficult. You want to get rid of it, and you can't. I think we enchanted this with the Blessing of Kings once. When it was not opportune, we should have enchanted a token, I think. So I'm still not entirely convinced of this card. But it's not the worst, and I would take it again if the options were mediocre. At least it cycles. Demolisher then was very unimpressive most of the time. It was okay in 2 games, I think, but it never did anything we couldn't have accomplished with another creature. The fact that it only has 1 power is terrible, because it means that it just cannot trade efficiently with a 3-2. And as we see here, 3-2s are the bread and butter of the early aggression game. You just don't only have 2-drops, but you also have all the 3-drops, which are almost entirely 3 power based or 3 toughness based, and it trades terribly with all of those. Even if you can pump it out turn 2 on the draw, your opponent is already going to be speeding ahead, and then this is just terrible drop. And if you are ahead on the board, you are much better off with getting a good 3-drop than getting this. So in general, if you can get other 3-drops, I think you should stay away from this. Comparing it with commons, I would always think to take a Wolf Rider, an Earth Ring Farseer, a Sun Fury Cleric definitely. These are all 3-drops I would definitely pick over a Demolisher. In the rare spot, I think the Emperor Cobra was just better. It traded with stuff, or it provoked removal, something the Demolisher kind of does, but it's not as urgent. Cobra was decent. I'm sorry, it's getting late. The only downside of the Cobra is that it puts a very low amount of pressure on the board, so it will trade with everything, but on the other hand, almost everything will trade with it. So that's a downside. It's definitely better when you are the aggressor, as it will be capable of changing the way the opponent plays out his stuff. For example, you can't expect to drop Emperor Cobra and then have the opponent play, for example, a Yeti. That's a good example. I think he won't do that. He will find some other answers for it, and that may lower his curve, which is also good. If he has to play around the Cobra, then you are already getting an advantage. Harvest Golem was good. I don't think we wanted much more of these. The fact that it only has 2 power is kind of an issue, but it was decent and it did its job. Ironfur Grizzly was better than I expected. I think it didn't show up a lot, but when it did what it had to do, just being a 3/3 for 3 that they had to attack, which is fine. Scarlet Crusader was also fine. It's just a matter of picking the right time to drop it. Drop it early, it can always trade with something, I think. And it has been a 2-for-1 a few times. I think this is the best spot in the warrior deck with Warzone Commander. That is just great. But it was fine here too. Wolf Rider, I always liked this. They did quite amazing work today. Not only are they considered removal, but they were finishers at a few points. I think you can't really go wrong with them, just as long as you think of them that way. 3 damage removal spells. True Silver Champion was absolutely amazing. Not much more to say. Pick it when you see it, I think. Blessing of Kings was good. I don't think you need to wait too long to get exceptional value from this. Just throw it on something and get a 2-for-1 and that will be great. Consecration was perhaps the best card in the deck. Well, maybe together with True Silver Champion, but the function of Consecration, of stopping all early aggression, definitely amazing. Doubling up it is clearing out a board of opposition, making for some very easy trades and establishing dominance. Exceptional card, pick them when you see them. 2 is good, 3 would probably be better. Hammer of Wrath was decent. You don't always want to cast it as fast as possible, but often you do to increase your card selection, especially if it means you can stay ahead on board. It's a little more difficult when you are far behind, because then it just doesn't do enough, but in general I think having a few is a good thing. Getting 3 cards from it can be good in grindy matches, but if the choice would be between this and a high value creature like a Goat Master or a Yeti, I think I would be inclined to go for the creature. Dark Iron Dwarf, I don't think we need to talk about this. It's always good, even better in a Paladin deck, because you can use a token for the +2 attack, trade it with something as we did at least once, probably more. Just an amazing card overall. Look back at the effects this had on the games we won and you will see that it was quite essential a few times. Shieldmaster, much the same, it will often stop the opponent's rushes. Really great card, I love this. It's well costed, very aggressively costed, can be used to increase the beats, and that's why it's just so great. It's not really a defensive creature in the traditional sense, but it just protects your early rush so well. If the opponent intends to trade with your creatures, it's a wall they either can't get through or have to 2-for-1 themselves on, essentially making them lose a bunch of turns. If you go 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop or 2-2, 3-4, then this is always going to be amazing, and drawing it later in the game sometimes just means you can switch from control-ish to going aggressive and finishing the game in a few turns. Just a great card overall, and I think a lot better than the Pen Creeper. As I said throughout the course of the videos, the difference between X mana and X +1 mana is not just that you can cast it earlier, but that you can do more things in turn, and that is often so important. So this very good. Holy Rod, very disappointing I think. We used it once and got lucky. I don't think it's a particularly good card. Draw 1 for 5 and deal a bit of damage. It's too little impact. If it had Scry, that would be amazing, of course. Look at the top 2 cards, choose one and do that much damage. That would be absolutely tremendous. But unfortunately it's not. I think it's underwhelming, it's random, and I don't think you should be taking it over better cards. But I think it still was the right pick in that lineup. I'll have to go back and see what the other options were. Gadgets and Auctioneer, I think we won a few games because of extra cards, not always clear where they come from, but Auctioneer is a cogwheel in the machine, and if you can draw 1 card from it, then it's already as good as an Ether trick. If you can draw 2, then it's just absolutely phenomenal. I think it did that a few times. If you can do this plus Hammer, that's just incredible. If you can do this and Consecrate, that's just incredible. So it's always gonna be great. Silverhand Knight, we played it a few times. It's good. It's 6 power, 6 health for 5, which is good value. But the 2-2 is easily dealt with, and the 4-4 that is left is just a little bit lower than you would expect for 5 mana, but still very good because you get all of that together. I used to pick these much higher, but it has been less good than anticipated because it's 5 and 5 is just a lot. I still think you should pick them if the alternatives are just weaker, but in general I prefer cheaper cards now, just because they let you stop rushes and put more pressure on the board earlier. Still a very fine card, and I think it was the right pick. Stampeding Kodo, I know this may have been a controversial pick, but it usually does its job. Even later in the game, it's always gonna find some target, I think, and it's not absolutely terrible to play without value. I was pleased we had it. It definitely was convenient, especially against the Northshire cleric. And I think this too was the correct pick. Black Knight and absolutely phenomenal. We got extreme value from this a few times, even though it was mind controlled once. Yeah, you have to take into account that that can happen. This was just absolutely phenomenal, and I think we won. Well, not just because of this, but it definitely helped us win a few games. Guardian of Kings was good. It was actually good every time we played it. The restoring of 6 health changes the clock to such an extent that the opponent's plays of previous turns suddenly are invalidated. They go from being the right play to being the wrong play, and that can change things. If he's rushing you down and calculates this clock wrong, then Guardian of Kings can win you the game because he may have given up a lot of card advantage to get you down that quickly. I think they were probably the right picks. I might change the first pick in retrospect, but well, you can't know that ahead of time. Balance wise, I think they shouldn't be costing 7. I think they would be perfectly costed at 6. But perhaps Blizzard thinks that's a little overpowered. I would not agree. And finally, Lay on Hands. I think this was very disappointing. The tempo loss from paying 8 is tremendous, and unlike Mind Control, the effect is very much up in the air. Draw 3 cards, it's very good. Restore 8 health, it's very good, but it changes nothing about the board position. And I think going back I would go for the Avenging Wrath instead. Even though this seems good in theory, the cost is very prohibitive, and well, I'm not sure that it helped us all that much. But I think that we took it for the right reasons, and I'm not entirely sure what the effect of the other cards would have been. I don't think the correct pick there was Blood Knight though. We had our curve filled out pretty well, and this seemed like it could plug a weak spot in our strategy. I think, yeah, I think it was right, but I would have rather had a Blessing of Wisdom. So that kind of puts it in perspective, I guess. So we will be retiring now and checking our rewards. Another 2 plus gold run, that's very nice. And let's open a booster pack. Nothing really used at all. In fact, I got one common I didn't have. So, see you all again next time.